Welcome to World of Warships Legends with Redsorax. Today I'm going to show you an excellent gameplay in the Warspite Tier 5. But first I want to thank everybody for, in 2 weeks, over doubling my subscriber numbers. And I would like to say that when I hit 50, I'm going to do a giveaway of a Tier 3 ship. But today we're going to look at the Warspite and what to and what not to do. As you can see, my commander is Charles Madden. I have him rank 15, 2 legendaries. I have the Brawler in slot 1, allowing my reload time to be better and torpedo detection to be better. In slot 2, I got Crisscross, which allows the speed of the guns to whip around faster, which is also part of his base trait. In the third slot, I have Second Thought, because in British battleships, switching over to HE sometimes is really good. In the fourth slot, Master Mechanic. If I rank him up one more time, I'll have 2 extra party charges, giving me 5 at the beginning of the battle. And in my legendary, it's the Will to Rebuild. And in the British, that is really good because they have that magnificent heal, especially if you go for a heal build. My first inspiration is William Sims, giving me 380 extra health per tier. And in my second slot is Andrew Cunningham, allowing the gun's precisions to be better by 4.25%. In the first mod, I have Aiming Systems Mod 1. I don't need the extra rotation. And I put the propulsion on this battleship because it's one I use on islands. Normally I go with Damage Control Mod 2 on a battleship, giving me 55,700 in hit points, 22% reduction in torpedoes, 14-kilometer ranged guns with a 34% chance of fire on the HE shells, a 1T4.2 knot speed with a 14.2 second rudder shift time. And nobody really cares about the concealment on a battleship, but here it is anyways. Well, we got the Trident map, Domination. And going into this battle, I do have double flags on all my flags. And this couldn't be a better battleship game. Not one destroyer in the game. But that doesn't mean there aren't torpedoes to worry about, obviously. Cruisers do carry them. And I will be slipping and sliding around dodging torpedoes. But they will pay for it. So we have the A camp, and I am in a division with Beast Mode 5050. And usually he's in the battleship and I'm in a destroyer or a cruiser. But today he's in the cruiser and I'm in the battleship. As you can see by the map, it's a Tier 4, Tier 5 battle. So we're top of the tier. And right at this point, it's just a wet dream waiting to happen. And we take a look up, and we have a New York, but not quite in range, and the Peter's coming into range. And he's flattening out broadside. And I fire a salvo right between the uprights of that mountain. And I'm just hoping these hit. Bam! Flat broadside on. That's definitely a whooping. And I'm like, he just can't stay in that position. He's got to turn. And this is what you don't want to do when you're in a battleship, is stay flat broadside on. And I get the target lock back, and I fire. And that's all she wrote. That is a whooping of epic proportions. Now, we have an Aoba directly ahead of us. Aoba torpedoes. So I keep an eye on it. Get my guns ready at him. He's side onto me as well. Oh, didn't that hurt, ladies and gentlemen? So, New York, he's not giving enough angle. Let's see what we can do with him. And I was watching that AO, but I keep looking for the torpedoes, so I start turning away. Because by now, if he fires them, they'll be off track. And, oh, doesn't that New York look just nice and flat for me? Oh, damn! And it was at this point I knew I was going to put this up on the internet. If you keep giving flat broadsides, gentlemen, and you notice I'm leery of the battleships. Oh, another Citadel. This is just painful to watch. And if you notice, I'm angling onto them. I have taken no damage yet. All those shells ricocheted off because of the angling of my armor. So I'm trying to take the New York out. I know there's a cruiser to my left behind that island. I'm watching the mini-map. He's not up. Taking out the New York is my primary goal. And I honestly thought with that salvo I would have taken him out, but I didn't. So I gave the back turrets to the New Mexico. High caliber. We also have the full first blood and a devastating strike. Torpedoes from the Alba. Now I'm calling out that Alba to my division mate. Get my guns back around over here on the New York and lead them just a little bit. Let that drop in the superstructure, and we can kiss one New York goodbye. Now New Mexico is going to flatten out on us. Let's see what we can do to him. Now I know this cruiser to my left can see me, and I'm slowing down for two reasons. I was trying to stay in the base, which I messed up in all honesty, and Aoba's shooting at me, and I'm calling out the Aoba for God's sakes. But I know the cruiser can see me, and bam, more torpedoes. So now I've got to take my attention off of the battleships, and I don't have the right angling for them. So I'm going to slam it into reverse. And Königsberg's doing a good job here. And I thought, in all honesty, I would have gotten a better shot than that, but he turned in time and I overpinned him. Trying to get my rear guns around on the Aoba. Still turning too slowly. Königsberg, flat broadside. Citadels are at the rear, the easy Citadels at the rear. But now he's turning in on me, and I'm hoping to get a solid pin here. And I just happened to miss. It was a good turn. Now I have a double fire. The first fire I was ignoring. A double fire, I'm going to have to heal this. I'm going to have to put this out here in a second. But again, fire damage can be healed back. All fire damage can be healed back over time. So I'm backing around the island. Now my gun was taken out, so I definitely am going to repair right now. Keeping bow tanked on. The New Mexico is more dangerous to me, but I know this Königsberg is dangerous. So I send my plane up to get the spot on him. There he is. Getting the guns loaded. Now, in retrospect, I should have possibly loaded HE. But I didn't know how he was going to come around the corner. I suspect he's going to come around side on, so he could try and be a destroyer captain and torpedo me. Battleship still shooting me, getting me in the superstructure. I fire at the Königsberg, and that close, 2 overpins, I wanted my money back on that salvo. Now I slam it forward, because I know he's trying to get those torpedoes off. I call for help with him, and as you can see, my partner fired on him. Now he's turning side onto me. Torpedoes are inbound. I slam it into reverse, turn hard in, shoot, destroy him. And there are the torpedoes. Battleship captains, when you're new to the game, learn who your threats are. Threat from torpedoes come from cruisers, and you know it's coming. He turned side on. It's the only reason he was doing that, to punish me with his torpedoes. Slam it in reverse, turn in. The turn slows your ship down more, and the torpedoes will, if he aimed them where the track was when he fired, your ship will not be in the track when they get to where you were. So guns back up. New Mexico and I are side on. I take the base right here, solo capture. The AOBA's gone. My rear's clear. My partner is gone, unfortunately. He was taken out. And I got a nice flat broadside in New Mexico. 4 out of 8 guns hit. 2 hit the island on the way, so actually 4 out of 6, and they were solid pins. I've already popped 1 heel. I'm about to pop another one. Now I'm just going to chase down and work this New Mexico. I'm kind of concerned with the ship to my right side, but if you look on the mini-map, he's kind of dealing with a battleship of his own. So I wasn't overly concerned, so I really wanted to angle my armor, and as you can see, all those shells ricocheted because of my armored angling. So I swing around just a little bit to get some more guns off. Now he's angling, so I raise my guns up to put it up in a superstructure. Now that I've fired, I'm going to swing my ship back around to give angling. Waiting for him to fire at me so I don't give him the flat broadside. Big thing, new captains, do not sell straight lines when there are cruisers and destroyers around, and don't give flat broadsides to battleships. Still, now I'm aiming up, putting it in the superstructure. I'm on 3 kills, going for the 4th. At this point, I'm actually hoping for a Kraken. Now he's turning flat broadside, obviously, to give me his shells. I angle in, take very minor damage. That was in the superstructure. And I put mine up and out into his superstructure. And the second salvo from the rear guns will take this game to the close. We mercy ruled them, and I really wanted a Kraken, so I started cursing at that point right there. So battle results screen, 175,547. Devastating strike, high caliber. First blood, top of the leaderboard, 2,887 base experience, 4 kills. And with a credit booster, I took home 444,000 credits. And thank you for joining me. I hope to see you on the next one. And thank you for all your support.